This is the most remarkable region in Australia by miles, but it's so youthful, it's so inclusive, it's so rich in diversity, it's so ambitious, it's got a future of endless possibilities, it's very proud, and it stands up for itself. So it's been wonderful for the A-League. Crowds are up, colours up, noises up. We play a great brand of football, and I think we've been an inspiration for others.
In April 2012, the Football Federation of Australia announced the birth of a new club. Gold Coast United had had their A-League licence revoked, and so a replacement team was needed. 12 months later, the Western Sydney Wanderers finished top of the league in their debut season. Breaking attendance and league records, the Wanderers helped propel Australian soccer into a new era of popularity. Now ready to enter the Asian Champions League, Wanderers manager Tony Popovic reflects on how the FFA made the voice of a community heard.
They got together with the people of the West, and together they came up with the colours, the name, and it made everyone feel a real part of the club. And I think that was the first most important thing that the club could have done. And from there it's just grown. You know, we now have an opportunity to take our club into Asia, which will be a fantastic experience, going to Asia, but also bringing an Asian opponent to Parramatta Stadium. So our fans have really got a lot to look forward to, and you know, together we want this journey to continue.
A club of the people, fans forums in Western Sydney and online supporters surveys gave the Wanderers their identity. After 9 years of watching Sydney FC represent the city to the east, the western suburbs now had their own team. If the club were in any doubt as to whether the early interest would translate to the terraces, their first training session dispelled any such concerns. Only 6 players had been signed, but 4,000 people turned up to watch them practice. This season, the Western Sydney Wanderers beat Sydney FC in their own backyard in front of a crowd of 40,000. For former Australia international Popovic, it's been a moving experience.
I never thought it would happen so quickly. Very early in my coaching career, that I'd come back and there'd be a club from Western Sydney where I grew up. My family still lives out in the West. You know, a lot of family and friends out there, and you know, they've all got right behind the club, like everyone else has out west, and it's special.
In just 3 months, the football club was started from scratch. Basing themselves in the city of Parramatta, Western Sydney adopted the Parramatta Stadium for their home matches, which is the ground of National Rugby League side, the Parramatta Eels. The next step couldn't have gone any better. Winning a record 10 games in a row, the Wanderers secured the championship at the first attempt. For Chairman Lyle Gorman, it was the culmination of 12 months' hard work.
We had a lot of self-belief. Our coach is a winner, as you know, and he's a remarkably well-prepared man. We'd put together a squad that many underrated and many felt were second-hand players, for want of a better word, rejects from other clubs, for want of a better word, and so on. But we didn't believe that. In fact, we had tremendous self-belief in the playing group, and more importantly, the playing group had tremendous self-belief in themselves. So, yeah, we always thought we'd be competitive. We always thought we could probably, sort of tussle for the final 6. But to be premiers in our first year and then play off for the championship was probably beyond the wildest dreams of most of us.
The debut season achievements of the Wanderers have led to Popovic's name being linked with the move to the English Premier League and to the Australian national team. Club captain and fellow Western Sydney native Michael Beauchamp believes that Popovic's approach to management is in keeping with the team's style of play.
Strong, direct. He manages the players very well. You know, I knew him as a player, and he was very professional then, and now he's even stepped it up more as a manager and as a boss. He definitely knows what he wants out of the players and out of his personnel around him, and you know, that shows on the park. And I think that's why we were so successful last year, is because we had him steering the ship, and we work very hard on the training pitch, and you know, it comes out into the games.
Over 70 different languages are spoken in Western Sydney. A third of its 2 million inhabitants are migrants, and half of the world's nations are represented by its residents. With a youthful, family-orientated demographic coupled with a strong economy, it's an ideal location for a growing franchise. It's also the breeding ground for something which is as celebrated as the team itself, the Western Sydney Wanderers supporter group, the Red and Black Bloc.
We consider ourselves a family. It's not a lot of these boys I've only met in the last 12 months, but we all share that one goal, passion for football, passion for active support, and we all have that same mentality drilled into each other.
With members having campaigned for an A-League team in the area for 4 years, today the RBB's role in the community is bigger than ever. On home match days, they orchestrate a march along the streets of Parramatta to the stadium. The RBB has a full band and are constantly changing the fans' songbook. Their support is unlike any other in the country.
What differentiates us to the rest of the league is from West Sydney, we're very multicultural. Influences from South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Middle East. Our chants, our discipline, all encompasses a total of that. So there's not exactly a majority of race there. It's done by a majority of races.
The 20,000 capacity Parramatta Stadium is sold out for every game, with thousands of Red and Black Bloc members behind one goal. The noise and displays do not stop throughout the 90 minutes. The RBB ethos is to put as much commitment and discipline into their support as they'd hope to see from their players on the pitch.
Surreal, absolutely surreal. You get a feeling of numbness and pride and you know, very proud that not only did we create this, but everyone's agreeing to the concept and wanted to keep going. No one disagrees that we shouldn't be doing this, we shouldn't be doing that. Everyone's on that direct path of this is what we want to be about, and this is what makes us one of the best in this country across all codes. And I guess that's our aim, is to be the best fan support group, not only in football, but across all Australian codes.
Trans World Sport were in Parramatta to see the Wanderers take on Adelaide United. Adelaide struggled to keep their discipline in front of an intimidating capacity crowd, and Western Sydney dominated proceedings from the off. Forwards Tommy Juric and Brendan Santalab went close after good work from star midfielder Shinji Ono. After the break, however, Adelaide took the lead against the run of play. Marcelo Carusca glancing in a deflected shot from fellow Argentine Geronimo Neumann. A Western Sydney onslaught ensued, and Tommy Juric replied for the hosts just 4 minutes later. The former Adelaide man finishing calmly past Eugene Galikovic. With the scores level, the Western Sydney fans turned up the volume. With the RBB bouncing and in full voice, the Wanderers' attack found another gear. And after a couple of near misses, Juric grabbed his second of the game, heading the ball home from a Jerome Polenz delivery with just 10 minutes remaining. Even with the tight scoreline, the RBB maintained their favourite tradition, an 80th minute performance of the Poznan. At the final whistle, the Western Sydney Wanderers, players and fans joined together as one to celebrate another victorious performance.